Okay, is the screen visible?
Yes, not.
Okay. So in the last class we were discussing about the even and odd signals, right? So now today we will see what are periodic and non-periodic signals. Okay. So okay, what is periodic signal and what is non-periodic signal? Say for example, if you have a signal x of t, okay. So now if you replace t, this variable t, okay, by some t plus t, okay. If I replace the time variable by t plus t, okay. What is this t? So we can call this t as the fundamental period, okay. We can call this capital T as fundamental period, okay. So now if I replace this t, okay, time variable by t plus t, and if it gives back the same x of t, so then we can call this signal as periodic signals, okay. You can call this signal as periodic signal. So if it doesn't satisfy this property, so then we can call it as that is non-periodic signal, okay. Say for example, if you have signal like this, okay, so like this, it is continuously repeating a triangular wave both the sides, okay. So we have 0 and say for example here 1 2 3 like that, here -1 -2 like that. So now you can say some amplitude is here, okay. So now you can see here the same triangular wave is repeating, okay, it is repeating, it is giving the same signal after the value 1, you can observe here. So the signal, so we can consider this as signal x of t, okay. So now this x of t plus t, which is giving same x of t, what is the value of t here? So the signal where it is repeating exactly, that is after the value 1, so it is repeating again. So now we can say this, for this particular signal the fundamental period is 1, okay. So like this you can have the periodic signal, so it is extending from minus infinity to plus infinity and it is gone till the value of infinity. So if the signal is repeating at some value, that say for example that particular value we call it as fundamental period, so then the signal we can say that this is periodic signal, periodic signal. So otherwise it is non-periodic. So now say for example if I take like this, okay, so it is varying from minus half to plus half, is this periodic? So this signal is periodic, can you say? So this is not this is not periodic. Why? Because it is not repeating after some certain value, only the value it is fixed from minus half to plus half. So that's why we can say that this is non-periodic signal, okay. So if the signal which satisfy this condition, we can say that that is periodic signal, and if it doesn't satisfy, then we can call that as non-periodic signals. So now this fundamental period, it may repeat at t naught, 2 t naught, like 3 t naught, like that, okay. So this so say for example this is, we can call it as t naught and this one is 2 t naught, like that. So it is gone repeating, the fundamental period it is repetitive, okay. So we can say like this, okay. So if this condition is satisfied either for t naught or 2 t naught, some signals it may not repeat at here and it may repeat at 2 t naught, okay. So then we can say that that is a fundamental period. So this is what the fundamental period, and we can say this whatever signal which is having the fundamental period, we can call it as one cycle of that signal, okay. So that is one complete duration or one complete cycle of x of t, okay. So this is about the fundamental period and periodic signal. So now this fundamental period, okay, so whatever we have, so it is the reciprocal of this, okay, so the reciprocal of this fundamental period, so we can call it as the frequency of the signal, okay. So this f is measured in hertz, or we can measure in so either cycles per second, okay. So this t is in terms of seconds. So now f we can measure in terms of hertz or cycles per seconds, okay. So now one more parameter based on this t we can define, that is we call it as angular frequency, which is called as omega, that is 2 pi by t. So with respect to t we can define the frequency which is called as angular frequency, and this will be measured in radians per second. So this omega, so the relation comes here. So one cycle it will change for every 2 pi, that is the phase change for every cycle it will happen 2 pi. So the best example for this one, it is the sinusoidal signal, okay. So if you take the sinusoidal signal, okay, so the phase change, whatever phase, the same phase occurs after 2 pi, okay. So if it occurs after 2 pi, so this angular frequency we can define in terms of so 2 pi by t. So this is the phase change which is occurring for one cycle. See, so the signal is repeating after again 2 pi. So this is 0 and this is pi, and if you take this is as 2 pi, okay. So the phase is changing, or the cycle repeats after 2 pi. So that's why this angular frequency we can measure so in terms of t as 2 pi by t. So every cycle there is a 2 pi phase change, and we can measure it in terms of radians per second, and this will call it as so angular frequency. Okay. So this is about the periodic and non-periodic signal with having fundamental period t, and we have the angular frequency omega. So now if you take the same case for the discrete time signal, okay. So if you take the same case for discrete time signal, so now if we have signal discrete time signal x of n, okay. So now if it is repeating the signal after some samples or after some discrete set of signal samples, then if it gives back the same signal, so then we can call this as the periodic signal in discrete domain, where n is integer. So it should be an integer, okay. So because we are taking the samples at discrete time instants, so that's why you need to take the n is the integer, and this n, the capital N, we can say this is the fundamental period of the signal, okay. So this is called as the fundamental period. So now, so for smallest value of n, so this whatever n, capital N, whichever the smallest value of n, okay, whichever the smallest value of this n which satisfy this equation, so then we can call it as this is the fundamental period of the signal x of n, and it satisfy to get the periodicity in the discrete time signal, okay. So now here we can also define the fundamental, the angular frequency. So here the angular frequency we can denote it as omega in discrete time domain. So that is related to 2 pi by n, okay. So this is measured in radians. So since n is a number which is integer, so the units is only the radians. So now you can take the example for this discrete time periodic signal. So now this will equation, it will take in different form when we come to the sinusoidal signals, that we will discuss in future classes. Okay. This is the angular frequency in discrete domain. Angular frequency. So now, so if I take the discrete time signals for example for periodic signal, say for example the samples are repeating, so after some 3 cycles, that is 3 values. Okay, so now this is it is varying, again it is coming here. So now we can see here, so now this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now where the signal is repeating here, so whatever the same set of sample, where it is repeating here at the value of, so this if you can take it as n, so at what value of n the signal is repeating, so even this side also it is going and this side also it is going. So what value of n it is repeating, so we can take the value at n equal to 6, it is repeating the signal. So then we can say that it is a periodic signal with the fundamental period 6. Okay. So now one more I will plot, you just tell me what is a fundamental period for this. Can you say what is a fundamental period now for this? Hello?
5.
5. So n equal to 5, because after 5, so after 5 whatever the value of n equal to 5, it is repeating. So n equal to 5 you will going to get. So is it understood about the periodic and non-periodic signal?
Yes, sir.
So now if you have the periodicity, if you don't exist here, say for example if you take this kind of signal, so is it periodic now? Is the same pattern is repeating somewhere else? No. So since this is not having the periodicity or the samples are not repeating, so then this is called as aperiodic signal. Okay. So this is about the periodic and non-periodic signal. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will go to another set of signals, which is called as deterministic and random signals. So now what is meant by deterministic signal and what is meant by random signal? So this is a simple class of signals. Say for example if I am having x of t like this, okay. Okay, so it is repeating both the sides. So now you can have here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that, it is having t. So now if this is the signal x of t, so can I have the value at some 0.5 second? Can I get the value at 0.5 second exactly if this is amplitude is specified?
Yes, sir.
So we can get it. So that means the deterministic signals means we can find the value of the signal at any instant, that is at any given instant we can able to get the value. Okay. So that means whatever the signal which is going to generate, so we can able to determine the signal value at particular instant. So those type of signals we will call it as deterministic signals. Okay. So in practically, if the signal is coming in such cases like this, it is generating. So then we can able to say the value of the signal at particular instant of time. So if we can able to find it out, so then we can call that as deterministic signal. So now if you take an example like this, say for example whatever the sound which is creating by the train. So sound it may not be like exact how it is creating. So something like this, whatever it is going to create. Okay. So this is in terms of random in nature. We don't know the signal where it will exist, at what instant it will exist, and what is the amplitude. We cannot able to get exactly. Okay. So that's why the signal which are generating in random nature, and also we cannot able to find the values at particular instant of time, and also how it will and where it will going to generate, at what value of time it will going to generate. If we don't know that value of the signal, so then we can call it as this random signals. Okay. So in these signals we cannot able to find exactly where it is going to generate, at what particular time instant it will going to generate, and what is the value of that amplitude value of that signal. We cannot able to find it out. So those type of signals we can call it as random signals. Okay. So this is about the deterministic and random signals. Understood? Okay, understood. Any doubt? Examples, you can say particular value of time instant we can find out. Say for example a sinusoidal signal. So what particular value of time period we can able to detect, or you can take any some like the deterministic signal means the particular value it will come this much value, that is instant of time will come, will get this much value. Say for example the repeating days, whatever Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday it is repeating. If you take the value of temperature at a different instant, so it may vary, the temperature may vary, but the signal value if it is constant, so then we can say that, so or we can get the value of signal at particular instant of time at a particular day. So then we can call it as that deterministic. We can able to find the value of the signal at particular day and particular time. So that is an example of for this deterministic. And random, as I said, so you can take any example, even noise generated in the computer system, or noise generated in a mobile, or in mobile tower stations, whatever it is, noise, if you consider just a natural phenomena of noise, so that will be example of random signals. Okay. So got it? Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay. So now coming to the another class which is called as energy and power signals. So now what is meant by an energy signal and what is meant by power signal? Say for example if you have an electrical system, so generally how we will going to represent the power of a some circuit or power of any some signal. So we will represent in terms of voltage and current, or you can represent V square by R, or you can represent I square into R, is it not? So this is power generally we will going to define. So now if I take V and I in terms of a signal, so that is voltage of a signal at particular value of time, that is, so if you take with respect to time, so if the signal which is having some power and it is having some voltage value at particular instant of time, so we can say that, so you can write it as this is, so in terms of this if I write the expression V square of t by R. Okay. So I can write the power of a signal, we can write it in terms of V square t by R. So now this V is nothing but a signal voltage. So we can find out the signal voltage at particular value of time. Okay. So now if I assume a resistance value of 1 ohm, okay. So now if I assume a system which is having a resistance value of 1 ohm, so then we can define the power which is equal to directly either v square of t, or if you take in terms of I, so this is I square of t. That means, if you take any signal which is varying with respect to time, either we can directly write the power of signal in terms of voltage of a signal, square of voltage of signal, or square of the current of the signal. Okay. So, now, so this voltage or current in general we can take it as some signal x of t. Okay. So, that is x of t in general I am defining the signal x of t. Now, this power directly proportional to this some square of that signal quantity. Okay. So, either it may be voltage or it may be current, whatever we measure, but it is a square of that signal. Okay. If I represent power of signal, so in general form, so which is nothing but it is the power of that square of that signal. Okay. So, if I represent like this, either it can be voltage or current, so the power directly proportional to the square of that signal. So, now based on this whatever we define the square of that signal. Okay. So, now we can define what is the total energy which is contained in this signal. So, we can define based on this what is the total energy of the signal which is there in the x square of t, or whatever it is having the signal x of t. So, now that basis, so we can define the energy of the signal. Okay. So, since we do not know whether this signal which is there finite duration, infinite duration, we do not know. So, for in general case we can take it as an infinite duration. So, if we take an infinite duration, so for a value of t, so okay, so say for example, if you have some signal which is repeating like this, okay, for the infinite duration, and if you take the fundamental value that is minus t2 plus t. Okay. So, now we can define the total energy of this signal. Okay. So, like this, that is limit t tends to infinity. So, now if we want to get the energy, we have to integrate all the values of this energy. Okay. That is whatever the square of the signal we will get it. So, that square we have to integrate. So, then we will get the energy of the total energy of that signal. Okay. So, now how we can represent that? So, minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x square of t into dt. So, that we can represent energy of the signal. So, just a 1 minute, just 1 minute students. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay, so sorry for the disturbance. So, now we can define the energy of the signal like this. Okay. So, now if the t tends to infinity, so now we can define also. So, if we take that t value tends to infinite, so then we can write it as sorry, some disturbance happened. Okay. So, Now this energy we can define it as, if we take t tends to infinity, so then we can define the energy as minus infinity to plus infinity, because we are taking t tends to infinity. So then we can write it as minus infinity to plus infinity x square of t into dt. Okay. So now this is the energy of the signal which we can define for the continuous time signal. Okay. So now this energy, so if you say for example, if I want to find some signal which is having energy, and if I want to say that signal is an energy signal, so then this energy whatever we find out, okay, so it should be less than infinite, that is it should be having some finite value of energy. So if I say for example x of t, if I have the signal, okay, so now if I want to find out whether this is an energy signal or not, so the energy of this signal should be finite and it should be limit between 0 to infinity. If it is a finite value of energy we will get for this particular signal, so then we can say this signal as an energy signal, and we can find out by using this equation the energy of the signal. Okay. So now similarly for the, this is for the continuous time case. Now similarly for the discrete time case we can define it as summation, so it is minus infinity to plus infinity, so x square of n. Okay. So the n varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, here t varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, and this we can define for the discrete time case. The energy we can define it as, so the energy of signal which is defined it as minus infinity to plus infinity x square of n. Okay. So this is about the energy signal. So now coming to the power signal, how we can able to find out the power of that signal. So now we take the generally the power which is nothing but the time averaged power. So we can take the average power over a time period. Okay. So that's why we can define the power in terms of the continuous time case. We can define it as limit t tends to infinity 1 over t, because we are taking time average over one period. Okay. So that's why we have to take the one period t, or one periodic sample, and we can define it as minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 and x square of t into dt. Okay. So this is how we can find out the average time of the signal or power of the signal in general. So specifically we can say it is the average power of signal x of t, but in general we can call it as the power of the signal. So now if it is the signal is periodic, okay, so if the signal is periodic, so then only for one value or one period of signal we can evaluate the power, that is 1 over t, which is minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x square of t into dt. Okay. If signal is not periodic, if it is extending from minus infinity to plus infinity, we can find the power of this signal, and if it is periodic we can find the power by using the one period cycle. Okay. So this is for periodic signal. So now this is in general, so what we are talking about. So now if we say whether x of t is power signal or not, okay, so how to find out whether x of t is power signal or not? If the power of the signal, whatever you going to find out x of t, the power of that x of t, so if the power which is less than infinite, and if it is giving a finite power, okay, the power value which is finite value, then we can say that the signal is power signal. Okay. So here also whatever we find out whether the energy, if it is finite, then we can call it as that an energy signal, and if it is the power signal, if you want to say the signal as power signal, the power whatever you will going to find out, it should be a finite signal. Okay. So now note here, so there is an important note you have to take it down. So what is meant by that? So if the signal is an energy signal, okay, so if the signal is an energy signal, okay, if signal is an energy signal, then the energy of the signal should be finite. Okay. Now for that same energy signal, the corresponding power will be equal to 0. Okay. So this you have to note down. So for the signal which is having an energy signal, energy will be finite duration, but the power will be 0. Okay. So this is important one. And similarly, if the signal is a power signal, then its power, it should be finite and it should be less than infinity. For this power signal, if you find out the energy or calculate the energy, this will go to infinity. Okay. So if the energy is having infinity and if the power is finite, then we can call it as that power signal. And if the signal is energy, signal energy is finite and power is 0, then we can call that signal as energy signal. So now important note, we can make it here. So whatever signals you get, okay, so say for example periodic, non-periodic, whatever you get, okay, so these periodic signals always they are the power signals. Okay. So whatever periodic signals you will going to get, so those are all always the power signals, and whatever non-periodic signals you will get the always energy signal. Okay. So that is very important note, we can find it out. So periodic signals are always power signals. Okay. And the signals which are non-periodic are energy signal. Okay. So non-periodic signals so are energy signals, and even also this non-periodic, and also we can take that deterministic signals. The signals which is having non-periodic and deterministic signals are energy signals, and periodic signals and random signals, whatever the classification of the signals which are periodic and random nature, so those are all called as power signals. Okay. So this is very important, so you keep it in mind. So by looking at the signal itself, we try to, if the sketch is given for a signal, then we can look at the signal and we can say that whether it belongs to power signals or it belongs to energy signals. So now if you take the previous one, whatever we saw, the triangular one, okay, so it is going from minus infinity to plus infinity. Okay. So if the period is something like 1, now we can say whether this signal is power signal or energy signal.
Power signal.
Yeah. So since it is periodic in nature, it is going from either side infinite. So now if I have like this, which is finite duration, what is this signal?
Energy signal.
Energy signal. So now if the sketch is given, we can directly say, but if the sketch is not given and if it is in terms of some function of time, and say for example a cos of omega t or sin of omega t, then you have to use the expressions and you have to find it out the signal, whether it is an energy signal or it is an power signal. Is it fine? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now for the discrete time case, okay, so this is for continuous time case, the power signal, how to find out the power of that signal. So now for the discrete time case, we have the equation which is given by P equal to limit n tends to infinity, okay, 1 over 2n So plus 1 summation n equal to minus n2 plus n, so x square of n. So why here it is 2n plus 1 means, so the signal which is having minus n to minus 1 and 1 to n and the value at 0, because this will give the n value and this will give the another n value, and this value, since it is a discrete time cases, only at particular value of instances it will give. So this minus 1 to minus n, it will give n values, 1 to n will give another n values, and 0 including 0 we will get 2n plus 1 value. Okay, so that's why here it is in terms of 2n plus 1. But in case of continuous time signal, so it is included 0, just we can take it as minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 or minus infinity to plus infinity. So that's why we can define like this. So now if it is in the periodic case, so what we can write? We can write power, it is nothing but 1 over n summation n equal to 0 to n minus 1, so x square of n. So since we are including 0 here, we are not taking n, it is minus 1 value, it is 0 to n minus 1 if it is a periodic signal. So this is for periodic case. So in general you can use this equation and you can try to find out the power of the discrete time signal. Okay, so now is it understood, energy signal, power signal, and how to find out the energy and power using these equations? Okay, so now we can do one or two problems based on this energy and power signal, so then we can able to understand how we can find out the energy and power. Okay, so now the periodic and non-periodic signal problems I will take it after some discussion about the sinusoidal signals, then it will be easy and it will be better for to understand the periodicity and non-periodicity after discussion of sinusoidal signals as well as some exponential signals. So now for this particular energy and power signals we will going to do some problems. Okay, is it understood? Any doubt? Hello? Okay, so if anybody having any doubt you can ask. Is it fine understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Asma,
Yes, sir.
Halima. Okay, Rakshit.
Present, sir.
So understand whatever we
Yes, sir.
discussed. Any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay, Manoj,
Yes, sir.
understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Raghavendra.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay. So now we will do some problems, then you will come to know how we can able to find out the energy and power. Okay. So now take this one. So the signal x of t is given like this, that is e power minus at into u of t. So this actually u of t we are not discussed here. Okay. So that we will call it as unit step function. Okay, unit step function, and it is exist only from 0 to infinity. Okay, so the value of unit step function, the amplitude is always 1. It will exist the t value, whatever t will going to describe, that is u of t. Okay, so the amplitude is 1 from 0 to infinity, and it is 0 from minus infinity to 0. Okay, so the whenever the t value from minus infinity to 0 if you take, it will be 0, and 0 to infinity the amplitude value is always 1. Okay, so that we will call it as unit step function, and this will be discussed further. Okay, so what is the usage of this unit step function? But for time being, you can say if the unit step function is multiplied for any signal, you have to take the amplitude value 1 for 0 to infinity and 0 for minus infinity to 0. Understood? Okay, so the unit step function, how we have to take the amplitude values? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we can able to find the energy. So now we know the energy equation, which is from minus infinity to plus infinity, x square of t into dt. Okay. So now take this one and try to put what is x of t, whatever given x of t. So now since the u of t is multiplied, from where to where exist? See, since because minus infinity to 0, the value it is 0. 0 multiplied by anything is 0. Now from 0 to infinity, you will be having the amplitude value 1. So now we can write like this, that is minus infinity to 0. So whatever x square of t, I will write e power minus a t whole square into what is u of t for minus infinity to 0? It is 0. Okay. And even we can write 0 to infinity e power minus a t and whole square into what is the amplitude value for 0 to infinity for the unit step? It is 1 into t2. So now this will not exist because this will go to 0, anything multiplied by 0 it will be 0. So now we can find out what is energy of the signal. It is from 0 to infinity e power minus a t whole square into dt. Okay. So now we can write this one minus 0 to infinity e power minus 2at into dt. Okay, you multiply this one, so you will get e power minus 2at. Now if you integrate this one, okay, so you will get e power minus 2at divided by minus 2a. So you have to practice the integration and differentiation. So if you don't get it, so you ask, if you don't get it, this will be a standard formula. Okay, so then we have to use that standard formula, and based on that we have to do the integration. So now where the integration limit exists, it is from 0 to infinity. So now we have to substitute the value for t for the values, that is 0 and infinity. So now if I substitute the value of infinity for t, so e power minus infinity, it will become 0 minus, and if you put the value of t equal to 0, so you will get e power minus 2a into 0. So anything to power e power 0 is 1, and you will get, so this is nothing but minus 1 divided by minus 2a, and it will give 1 over 2a. So now if you have this a value which is finite, okay, so then we can tell that it is a finite value. So whatever a value which will give the finite value of a will give the energy of the signal which is finite and which is less than infinity. So now we can say this signal, it is an energy signal because it is having some finite value for finite value of a. Okay. So now we can say that this signal is an energy signal. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we can try this one. Take this one, x of t, which is given by t into ut. T into ut. Done. What is the value of energy? So use the equation, energy equation. So now what is x of t is given? X of t is nothing but t into u of t. Okay, so it will exist only from 0 to infinity because u of t is there, and what is x of t? It is t. So t into, that is square of that signal, t square into dt, you will get it. So now if you integrate this one, you will get it as t cube by 3, and this is from 0 to infinity. Now if you substitute the value of t for infinity, it will give the value of the energy as infinity. So now since the value of energy is infinity, this is not an energy signal. This is not an energy signal. This is not an energy signal. Okay. Now if it is not an energy signal, is it a power signal? That we need to find it out. How to find out? You can use the power equation, that is to find out the power of the signal, which is limit t tends to infinity minus t by 2 to plus t by 2 x square of t into dt. Okay. So now we have here, so x square of t, so this will nothing but limit t tends to infinity minus t by 2 to plus t by 2. So x square of t is nothing but, so it is nothing but since it is t into u of t, it is exist only from positive values, that is 0 to t by 2. Okay. So since here minus infinity to 0, no, so in the similar way it is 0 to minus infinity to minus t by 2, it will be 0, since it is u of t is there. So now x square of t we can write it as t square into dt. Okay. So now we can write this one as limit t tends to infinity, so 0 to t by 2. So we can integrate this again. So if you do integration, so what you will get? So t square, so you will get t cube by 3. You have to take the limits 0 to t by 2. Okay. So now this will give limit t tends to infinity, and if you put the value of t by 2, you will get t by 2 whole cube minus 0. If you put t equal to 0, it will be 0, and divided by 3. So now limit t tends to infinity, if you put the value of t, limit t tends to infinity and put the value of t infinite, so you will get it as this value infinite, because if you substitute t as infinite, then you will get the value of infinite. So since the power is also infinite, okay, the power of this signal is also infinite, we can say that this signal, okay, so this signal, given signal x of t, which is equal to t into u of t, is neither an energy signal, nor power signal. Okay. So at least it should give either finite value of energy or it is finite value of power. Then only we can say either it is an energy signal or power signal. So since it is, the given signal is not giving both, so we can say that this signal is neither an energy signal nor a power signal. Understood? Any doubt in this? Raghavendra?
Sir.
Understood?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Asma?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So everybody, if any doubt, you can ask this one.
Sir, can you solve previous problem, sir?
Previous one means e power minus 280 is this one. This one.
Yes, sir.
So you didn't understood this one.
No, sir.
So we have the signal x of t equal to e power minus 80 into u of t, right? Is it not? So now u of t, which is defined now, is it not? That is from 0 to infinity. So minus infinity to 0, I told that amplitude is 0. So now we have the energy equation, which is minus infinity to plus infinity x square of t into dt. Okay. Now substitute the values. for minus infinity to 0, this u of t will be 0, okay, amplitude is 0. So, whatever x of t which is given, the signal you have taken, that is x square of t nothing but e power minus a t into whole square, okay. So, this is the amplitude of signal 0. So, even you can since it is given x of t whole thing, you can put it as square, 0 square. So, since it is 0 square, it is nothing but 0 only, and 1 square it is nothing but 1 only, okay. So, now this is e power minus a t into a t square. So, that is it exists only from 0 to infinity, right, okay. So, now that is exists from 0 to infinity, and we have to evaluate this integral, because this integral goes to 0. So, now if you take this integral and if you evaluate 0 to infinity and e power minus a t whole square into dt, okay. So, now that integration, you know, exponential signal integration, that you have to revise it, e power minus 2 a t by dt, and if you have the standard formula, that is e power a t into dt. So, integration. So, this is the standard one, you will get e power a t by a. So, this is a standard integration, okay, that you can revise that one. So, according to that we have done here. So, here it is e power minus 2 a t. So, if you do integration in terms of a, it is having minus 2 a here in our case. So, e power minus 2 a t by minus 2 a, we will get the integration, that whatever integration of this one. Now, if you substitute the limits, that is 0 and infinity, the whatever the limit values for integration, then if you substitute the infinity, e power minus infinity, it will be 0, okay, and minus e power t value, if you put 0, e power 0, it is nothing but anything power 0, it is nothing but 1. So, minus 1, and you will be having in the denominator minus 2a, and the answer is 1 over 2a. Now, we can say this an energy signal. So, if this is only limited, that is finite value, if the a value is finite, okay. So, assuming that a value is finite, so then we can say that this is an energy signal which is less than infinity, the energy value is less than infinity, we can say that this is an energy signal unless the value of a is finite. Got it?
Sir, in second step, integration minus infinity to 0. How can we do that, sir?
How can we?
In first step, minus infinity to infinity.
Yes,
sir.
okay,
In second step, minus infinity to 0.
okay. So, I am splitting this one, that is minus infinity to plus infinity, I am splitting to minus infinity to 0 and 0 to infinity.
Okay.
So, splitting is happening because our u of t is 0 for minus infinity to 0 and it is 1 for 0 to infinity. That value, to substitute that value, I am splitting the integral. Understood?
Got it.
Okay. So, any doubt in this again? Okay. So, now you can take one more this one, the problem in the discrete time case. Hello? Anybody having any doubt? Hello?
ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
ಯಾವುದಪ್ಪ?
CIP.
Okay. So, okay, then we will discuss in the next class. Okay. So, you can exit then.